Donald Trump can't go on TV and say, all of us need to calm down.
Right.
Can you tell me why he cannot?
Why
tell
would you
his
expect
side
anybody,
to calm down?
Destiny?
You can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why can't Trump go on TV and say, all of us should be...
They're not going to answer the fucking question. There's no way that they can, because they're not going to pin anything on Trump. Trump is infallible. Piers will always cuck out of ever pinning anything on Trump or having Trump take any accountability for anything ever.
Brother Charlie passing. I had dialogues with Brother Charlie. This brother's gonna say, oh, this kumbaya and so forth. No, Charlie was made in the image of a loving and mighty God. I believe that. I say my prayers for Sister Erica and the kids, because this brother wants to trash my Christian sensibility, and look at him laughing now. It's a joke, man. Piers, it's not worth it. The
is
dialogue
Charlie
is not
Kirk
worth it.
part of the neo-fascist movement?
Not with this brother.
Is he part of your neo-fascist movement?
Not with this brother.
Yeah.
When Charlie himself says that he is against Civil Rights Act, does that make him a proponent of Jim Crow? When he calls Martin Luther King Jr. an awful human being and a scumbag? I'm critical of that. I am critical of that.
There it is. How dare you repeat back his own words to me? Wow. This is disgusting. You telling me what Charlie Kirk said, that's a death sentence for us. You remembering the things that we say to people, that's a death sentence for us. If you recognize the things that we advocate for, that's you advocating for murder for us.
You're absolutely right, Brother Wilson. You're absolutely right. But if all you're going to do is be arrogant, you're arrogant just like the so-called leftists you're talking about. But Piers, you making your money, brother. Go on and make your money, man.
It's all about making...
not worth it. This brother right here is part of the problem. This other brother who has a deep connection to Charlie, he's willing to at least listen. But this brother's not willing to listen.
Cornell, can you sit down? I would like you to remain part of the debate.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. He's smoking his cigarettes with his arrogant self. Come on, man. We don't have enough dialogue at all.
Surely you're not
smoking his cigarettes with his arrogant self.
Go on and make your money, man.
Right. Well, there's a kind of farcical to quit a debate where we're literally debating about the importance of free speech and being able to listen to each other's opinions, which seems to me completely insane. Anyway, we've lost Cornel West for now. Maybe we'll get him back. Well, Andrew Wilson referred to Destiny's insane tweets a little earlier, which were disavowed by Anna Kasparian. Well, Destiny joins us now. Destiny, you've been quite active on social media since Charlie Kirk's death. When Erica Kirk posted Charlie's coffin, you responded, she tagged him, brackets, crying face emojis. In response to Alina Haber's tweet ordering people to fly their flags at half-mast in memory of Charlie, you posted on X, buying flags and poles just to fly them fully erect. And you then posted yesterday, ending every Conservative debate call out I do in 2020.
There's actually people like calling for folks to get arrested for flying their flags at full mast. There's truly I keep coming across these old farts on TikTok and on Twitter, these women, how dare you, the Secret Service is gonna come after you and arrest you. The president has told you that you fly your flags at half-mast, and so you do it because the president told you so.
26 with don't dodge, bro. That's not what Charlie would have wanted. I mean, do you think that your response to the cold-blooded murder of Charlie Kirk has been appropriate?
Yes. I think that the only way this country moves forward into a better world is when conservatives can finally realize that they need to turn the temperature down on their side. We are 10 years into whatever this Trump madness is, and there is not a single mainstream conservative that will call for a lowering of the temperature on their side. I think that liberals need to wake up and finally realize that if they're not willing to do it, it will never come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the largest protests in American history have happened under Donald Trump. all of the recent political violence that's happened in this country over the past 20 years, the majority of it, the overwhelming majority of it, everybody gets mad because they keep asking Grok about it, has been conservative.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
guy
white
described.
dude. He wasn't trans. He didn't have a trans girlfriend. He didn't have any trans influences. He didn't have any trans bullets. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys were wrong on all of that.
To be clear.
Wait a second. His bullets were trans. I'm pretty sure that part has been verified. His bullets did identify as a different type of bullet than the ones that they were initially created as.
The governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, has made it clear that their investigation has now established that he had been radicalized by a leftist ideology, which drove him to do this. That's just
I'm sorry, excuse me, when?
Yesterday, he said that.
No. When was he radicalized? In the 6 months that he did remote college? Not
I don't know when he was radicalized, but I do know.
What you just said is not true.
The very reasonable-sounding governor of Utah has made it clear that
the very reasonable-sounding governor. He's so reasonable.
You may not want to hear this.
An ongoing investigation.
You may not want to hear it, Destiny. But the reality is, the investigators, according to the governor of Utah, have established that he was radicalized to a leftist ideology that drove him to murder Charlie Kirk. Now, let me just ask you.
That's just not true.
Let me just ask you.
There's no way to deal with it.
Okay,
you're living in a
accusing the governor of lying.
Yeah.
That's your prerogative. But
sure.
If it turns out to have been somebody with a leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk, would you condemn that?
I won't condemn anything until the president of the United States can go on air and say, all of us need to calm down.
So you won't condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk until Donald Trump says something.
I'm a YouTuber. Leftists and Democrats have been condemning and turning down the temperature, condemning violence, turning down the temperature for a decade. Donald Trump can't go on TV and say, all of us need to calm down.
Right.
Can you tell me why he cannot?
Why would you expect anybody, Destiny?
You can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why can't Trump go on TV and say, all of us should be...
They're not going to answer the fucking question. There's no way that they can, because they're not going to pin anything on Trump. Trump is infallible. Pierce will always cuck out of ever pinning anything on Trump or having Trump take any accountability for anything ever. He will always play this game of, I disagreed with Trump this one time, don't you remember? But it's always over the smallest little fucking shit. It is embarrassing watching them try to hold Destiny, this fucking video game streamer, to a higher standard than the president of the United States. This is just disgusting, dude.
Why do you think
Trump say that?
Why do you
think
think
your behavior contingent on Donald Trump?
Insane right now.
Why do you think?
No,
let me ask a question.
On Donald Trump.
Let me ask a question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the opposing political party.
You have a huge audience of young men who listen to everything you have to say. So when it doesn't matter. You have a huge audience. Ability to not turn. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been broken. I actually care about the country.
Her brain is broken.
People together. You do the opposite. You represent the worst of us, Destiny. You're embarrassing.
You should tell Donald.
All right, let me ask Destiny a question.
Watch how easy this is.
No, hang on. Don't all shout at once, please.
If Donald Trump would have come out and say, hey, we should all be less violent, I have no problem saying
I have one question for you, Destiny.
Why can't conservatives do that? Why can't conservatives do that?
Destiny, I have a question for you. Why do you think in your campaign for everyone to dial down the temperature, why do you think that mocking the grieving widow of Charlie Kirk when she posts an image of her at the coffin side, why do you think that constitutes turning down the temperature?
You can't turn down the temperature on your own. The president of the United States is not
the temperature.
able.
You're mocking his widow.
You're
mocking his widow.
We've had multiple political assassinations over the past year. What do you mean it's turning up the temperature?
Why did you mock his widow?
Online?
Why did you mock his widow?
Because she's being used as a political weapon right now for conservatives to continue their fight. What do you mean? Wow, she's literally doing.
Her husband just got murdered.
Yes, she's literally in the middle of her fucking video, doing her stare down into the camera and sitting there acting like what does she say? She says, if you thought my husband's organization was powerful before, you just wait and see what happens. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Like, she is inflaming things all by herself.
email. Yeah, and she's using it to drive up recruitment for
and
a
you
political
can't even
movement.
condemn the murder. You won't condemn it.
Can't even tell his side.
You're
to
so
turn the
deranged
down.
about Trump that you cannot condemn the
unhinged.
murder because you're
joke,
waiting for Donald Trump to say something.
Off of it.
All right, let me bring in Jack. Let me bring in Jack Posobiec. I gotta say,
there's still no answer to that question, Piers. You can't say
which question?
Why can't Donald Trump simply go on TV and say we all need to turn it down,
Fine.
like Biden could, like Obama could,
Fine.
like the Clintons could, like Kamala could? Why not?
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
It's unbelievable. I'm not the president
Why
of the United
can't
States.
you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Unbelievable to me.
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because it wasn't my side that caused it. It should be the one that is driving up
it actually was your side that caused it. It was your side.
This guy was raised in a white Christian
He was a
household,
radicalized
in a Christian
leftist
state.
ideology.
He wasn't radicalized by leftism at all. You have no proof of that whatsoever.
That's what
just
the
like
investigators
the one that killed
are
Melissa
saying.
Was a conservative, just like the people that firebombed Shapiro's house was a conservative, just like all the J6ers were conservatives, just like the Proud Boys were conservatives. Every single one of these people. Oh, it's Jack Posobiec. What, the author of Unhuman? Another person that Charlie's supporting? Good one, dude.
Well, I'll give you one last chance, Destiny, to condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Yes, you are acting like an unhuman.
Why can't I hear Donald Trump condemn violence in this
all
country?
right, you won't condemn it. Okay, we've all heard.
That's insane.
We've all heard you.
Yeah, they're not going to answer. They will not answer. They will never answer this fucking question because there's no way to answer it. You look like a fucking nut job sitting here pushing Destiny to do the condemnation. You look fucking unhinged sitting here grilling Destiny to condemn this shit when you haven't said shit about Trump. You haven't said shit about Trump. Never do, never will. They look fucking nuts.
Repeatedly refused to condemn it.
And we've heard Donald Trump refuse to condemn it too. But for some reason, the leftists on YouTube are a bigger deal. Unbelievable.
Yeah. What's incredible is you don't have the basic humanity to condemn it. You'd rather taunt his widow. I find that sickening. Jack Posobiec.
I find it sickening that when people are getting killed in the country, the president of the United States on Fox and Friends, when they're begging him, what do you say to your followers that want revenge? He says, I don't know. All the elections are rigged. It's the radical Democrats. That's insane to me. And then the fixation is, well, who on Twitter and YouTube isn't condemning the violence?
All right, Jack
Piers,
Posobiec.
you have a great example here of the type of cancer I'm talking about, where when you present direct information, they refuse, they obfuscate, they refute, they say it's not true, they lie. You could see from the bullet casings, you could see from postings, you could see from everything out there that it's very clear what happened here. This is the same people who supported President Trump almost getting assassinated twice last year, Corey Kapatore being assassinated
by
last year in a situation. Again, see, just lies. That's all they do. They talk over. They don't even let you give a chance to speak. And something needs to be done, Piers. Something absolutely needs to be done. This ideology should be shamed, humiliated, driven from the public discourse. I mean, you've got people who have completely dissociated with humanity because all they care about are clicks and YouTube streams and likes. Go.
Yes, it's the people who are demanding the fucking YouTuber denounce the violence while totally giving the president of the United States another pass. Those are the people who are just so dissociated from reality. It's fucking crazy. I can't believe that the fucking YouTuber won't hold himself to a higher standard than the president. Wow, this is insane. What have we come to when YouTubers won't hold themselves to higher standards than the president? This is nuts. We have a history in our country of YouTubers always holding themselves to higher standards than the president. This is what we've always done. Destiny, why can't you just do the thing that we've always done, Destiny? It's fucking insane, dude.
Go to the casket, go to the gravesite, go talk to the widow. You know, I don't even know how to discuss this with someone who's completely lost all touch with reality.
Yeah, I mean, Anna.
What's Jack's answer to why can't the president say we should all be less violent?
Right. Because you can't even condemn the cold-blooded execution of Charlie
Donald Trump
Kirk.
turns on Destiny.
I don't think you're in the position to demand anything.
Like, yes, while Destiny isn't just saying the easy thing, and he's not just like saying the things that you would want him to say, he so easily just exposes these people for the fucking children that they are. It is amazing. Like, yes, you sit here and you think like, well, why can't he just condemn it? It would be so easy if he condemned it. Why won't you just condemn it? But it makes them look so fucking unhinged that I'm happy he does it. I'm happy that he won't do it. I'm happy that this is happening, because this makes them look like fucking nut jobs. They look like fucking idiots right now, sitting here acting like he is the arbiter of morality in the fucking country right now, and not the president. The president, oh no, he just called another woman a bitch. Oh, he just made fun of another person and called a bunch of people names. Oh, he just called the left the enemy from within again. Oh, he just told people that he wants another person to do another thing that's violent again. Oh, he just rolled the fucking military into another state and says that he's taking down all of these people. It's all just memes. It's all just fun. It's just the president, dude. That's all it is. Destiny. Wait, Destiny! You have to be held to a higher standard, Destiny! What's wrong with you, Destiny? What is your problem here? Why can't you hold yourself to a higher standard, Destiny? Oh, another right-winger just killed another group of people. Oh, there was another school shooting. Oh, we just had another right-winger blow up another place and kill another fucking Democrat. Destiny! You're doing this to us, Destiny! Why are you causing the country to go through this, Destiny? Oh, it's so fucking stupid. This is so stupid. This is so fucking embarrassing, bro.
From anybody
on YouTube. That's how I'm going to take my.
You're
my
not in any position to condemn anybody for anything. You won't condemn a cold-blooded murder.
He's the president of the United States. He's the president of the United States. No one here can answer that question.
Basic humanity says the murder was horrific. Why can't you say it?
To be less violent.
Why can't you say it, Destiny?
For over a decade.
To say the murder was horrific.
Oh, Destiny.
Why can't Donald Trump say it?
You can't do it, can you?
Oh, Destiny. Why can't you say it, Destiny? Why can't you say it? I don't know who this Donald Trump guy is. Okay? None of us here have ever heard of this Donald Trump guy. We don't know who you're talking about. Donald Trump? Who is that? What are you talking about? Donald Trump? I don't know who that is. You're the one that we care about, Destiny. It's you. All right? You're the one in charge here.
It's for Donald Trump.
All right, Anna Kasparian.
For Donald Trump. Nothing exactly.
Anna Kasparian. To me, this is what I'm talking about, that I think there is an element of the left, the hard woke left, that have completely lost their minds. If you are not able to just outright simply condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk, and if you cannot stop yourself from mocking his grieving widow, you are sick, as I've just seen from Destiny. It's a sick
thing
mindset.
is weaponizing a widow's grief to try to do recruitment for your political party. That's probably one of the most...
Bald_Phoenix tipped $10.
Thank you, Bald_Phoenix. But the $10 dono was go. Let's get some cheers in chat for Bald Phoenix. Appreciate it, homie. That gets us to 12 out of 25 with 30 minutes to go. Appreciate it, sir.
Most disgusting things I've ever seen. She's showing up in emails for recruitment drives for TPUSA.
Destiny? What did you think the assassination of a political figure would do? What did you think the outcome was going to be? What did you think the outcome was? And by the way,
are you asking me for the pragmatic?
Of course, it's a bunch of propaganda commercials, Destiny. What do you mean? Of course, it's her hosting his show right afterwards, and then the Vice President of the United States hosting his show right after. Duh. That's normal, Destiny. That's what we all do. We all video record ourselves crying over our husbands and then posting it all over the place right after. That's just normal. This is normal, dude. What do you mean? Everybody does this, Destiny. Come on.
Your behavior.
Are you asking
hold
me
on.
for?
Hey,
you're
how
asking me a
about
question,
take it
so
easy on the Adderall? Take it easy on the Adderall, and let me answer the question that Piers asked me.
You must have been really bullied today.
My behavior.
For the amazing Mantis Red Heart.
Thank you. Mantis is not getting any of it, but appreciate it anyways. All right, $14. Let's go. Let's freaking go, boy. Thank you, sir.
Anna, speak, please.
My behavior is not reliant on how anyone else behaves. Every morning I wake up and I make decisions about how I choose to react or respond to things. I don't wake up in the morning, check what Donald Trump has to say, and then base my own personal behavior on his behavior. I agree with you in that it would be very helpful to have the leader of this country want to turn the temperature down. And he hasn't done that. I agree with you on that. But that doesn't change the way I choose to respond to what's going on. The idea of mocking a woman who is now a widow with 2 young children.
Well, I'm sorry, but the right literally does everything based on what the left does. That all of their decisions, their entire existence is just a reaction to the left in the dumbest and worst way possible. So, like, the fact that Democrats are going to start reacting to everything that the Republicans do and make everything that they say and do about what the Republicans do, I say thank fucking God we're finally here. Thank God it took long enough. Finally, we're at the point where we've had enough of these fucking nutcases running with insane narratives all the fucking time about the fucking, they're eating your fucking cats and dogs. There's an invasion from the 20 million illegal immigrants coming in the country. That Joe Biden in his fucking auto pen, like all of the dumb, insane shit that comes from their side on a daily fucking basis. Yeah, it's not enough to just be the hinged side all the time. We are always the adults. We are always expected to be the adults. And now we have just an insane standard placed upon us because we have always been the ones to meet that standard. And so it's kind of ridiculous when you're sitting at work and everybody else is coming in 3 hours fucking late. They're not in their uniform. They leave early. They don't do their jobs. They're all disheveled and smell like fucking shit. And you're doing all the work and running around, putting everything together and making sure that everything's clean and making sure that everything got done. And then you turn around and all these other people are getting paid more than you are. Yeah, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Not happening.
Who witnessed her husband get shot in the neck and bleed out to death. How could you mock that? What is wrong with you? I just don't understand it. That's it. I don't understand it. I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time, you judge
such a simple thing. If you're going to
hateful.
weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, I think you have the obligation to mock it.
Yes, if she politicizes her husband's death, then it's political now. It's not this personal thing that they all want to pretend it is. It's not fucking personal. It is a political thing now. They politicized it. It is political. That's on you. It is really fucking stupid for you to politicize your husband's death. You did. It's political now. We didn't politicize it. We didn't make it political. Y'all politicized it. Y'all made it political. That's on you. Sleep in that bed.
Insane.
Let me understand. Let me understand your argument. So since others are using her grief to politically recruit, you think that it's okay to mock her specifically?
Not others. Not others. Her entire fucking speech. Her entire fucking speech was politicized. Her entire speech was about the fact that they were going to get back at the left. The whole fucking thing. The posts on Twitter, the posts on Instagram, the whole fucking thing is politicized. This isn't other people did this. She did this. What the fuck? Why is she like, and he said she did this. He said she did this. She turned her husband's death into a political weapon, and she turns around and just changes the words like nobody's gonna fucking notice. Like, oh, let me get this straight. So something totally different happened? Gotcha, Destiny. Gotcha. Suck on that.
Since others are using her grief, she's the one who gave a 17-minute speech on TV where she talked about good versus evil. She's the one showing up in
Destiny,
TPUSA ads to 1 or 2 days after.
If someone assassinated my husband, I would not be able to have the level of composure she had during that speech. I would be out for blood. I understand.
the level of composure to turn around and weaponize this to raise the temperature, to make things even worse in America, to continue pushing this idea that the left is this evil side that's coming for you, that just so much composure, so much grace. The people who are all stochastic fucking terrorists, so graceful in their stochastic terrorism. What a beautiful moment.
Understand why she's angry and why she said the things that she said. Okay, you need to understand what being a human is, what it's like to actually lose someone that you love, that you chose to spend your life with, that you chose to raise children with, a person who was violently and viciously assassinated like that. This is why I've moved away
and when
from
something
identifying as a
you got bullied online. It's so funny. It's so funny that you just said that you don't think about how other people act to define your behavior. Your entire political ideology now is somehow defined by the people that were mean to you on Twitter.
No,
if somebody cares about somebody who's grieving.
True. Holy shit, true. Holy shit, that's true. Her entire fucking shift over the last couple of months has been over the fact that some people were mean to her on Twitter, and that's that. She's done with the left. And this is what she says too. It's not even like a straw man. It's not even the straw man that people say where they're like, oh, you thought that some Christians were mean and so now you left Christianity. No, she literally says on numerous shows that she realized that the other lefties were the bad guys and she didn't like the way that they treated her and they all canceled her and said mean things to her. So now she's done. She literally says this. It's out of her own fucking mouth. So it's not an assumption that anybody's coming to. She literally says this. So the fact that she's going to sit there and be like, oh, wow, you make your political decisions based on other people, when her entire political ideology is based off of other people. That is so fucking true.
Laws on the left happen to be the weakness in their arguments. No, it's not about the way I get treated. I get treated like crap from both sides of the political aisle.
You do mass recruitment for our political party while everyone over here is calling for civil war. It's unhinged. When you've got people like Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire, the president of the United States calling for...
Yes, like again, we're talking about destiny right now.
Ryan Thorup tipped $11.69. He'll cover the rest for Mantis, who is poor.
Thank you. Thank you for covering the rest for Mantis. Let's go. Poor, broke Mantis. Can't get a job Mantis. That's what we call her. Can't get a job Mantis. Living in squalor. Thank you, Ryan. Let's get some cheers in that chat. Cheer it up. But again, we got Libs of TikTok with her 5 million followers calling for civil war. We got Andrew Tate with his 10 million followers calling for civil war. We got Elon Musk with his 120 million followers calling for civil war. We got Donald Trump, the president of the United States, blaming the whole thing on the left and saying that the left is violent. We've got everybody running around doxing all of these people on the left, saying that they celebrated his death when, even if that was true, that is just the biggest bitch-made move you could possibly make. And we have, like, it's women who are doing it. It's fucking Libs of TikTok and Laura Loomer. These fucking emotional, crazy women. And you got a bunch of men running around supporting this shit when they should be standing there like, hey. If they, like, if there were any fucking balls on the right, you would see all of them go, oh, hey, whoa, chill. Okay, y'all are fucking nuts, all right? We can't be doxing people just because they hurt our fucking feelings over our favorite YouTuber, okay? Chill. But they're all just following Charlie Kirk's wife, Laura Loomer, Libs of TikTok. Yes, ma'am. Tell us what to do now, ma'am. You got all of these massive fucking accounts, and even before this, you had Matt Walsh calling for violence over the Ukrainian girl getting attacked. Like, you had all of these people now still claiming that the putting out misinformation about that shit and calling for violence over it. The right is nonstop calling for violence. They're nonstop pushing violent rhetoric and violent shit, and like Destiny is the problem here. Destiny, you're the fucking problem. Destiny, I can't believe you. Destiny, it's so embarrassing. It really is. Like I put this out the other day. When all these people were saying, like, oh, Donald Trump didn't do this. People on the right would never do this. All right, motherfucker. This is James Lindsay. He put out this video where this is like about, you know, how horrible the left is and the fact that they're causing all of this violence.
Donald Trump is a loser.
Donald Trump is the greatest threat the world faces.
I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That he should be put under the jail.
As long as Donald Trump is in the White House, our nation is in danger.
There needs to be unrest in the streets.
Don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
President Trump is a serious threat to U.S. national security.
Have to stand up against it and fight them.
Allegedly told the Secret Service he had driven from California to Las Vegas on June 16th to kill Trump.
Joe Biden becomes U.S. president, but how dangerous does Donald Trump remain?
What's going on in the Trump movement is terroristic. It's Mad Max.
This is the insurrectionist president.
How dangerous Trump will remain.
President Trump is a con man.
This is a dangerous person, and
this is insane. This is fucking insane that all of these people are reacting to Donald Trump being a violent motherfucker. They are all reacting to Donald Trump calling for violence all the time. And because they're replying to him calling for violence, calling him violent, that this makes them violent now? This is their fault for calling him out for being violent? This is Donald Trump.
My fellow Americans, mob violence goes against everything I believe in and everything our movement stands for.
More violence.
Knock the crap out of him, would you? I will pay for the legal fees.
And this guy started screaming. Maybe he should have been roughed up.
I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
President Trump tweeting, when the looting starts, the shooting starts.
Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. If I say don't hurt him, then the press says, well, Trump isn't as tough as he used to be. We had some people, some rough guys like we have right in here, and they started punching back. It was a beautiful thing. I mean, I would have been boom, 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 I'll beat that. But you also had people.
Oh, I can't believe the left called him violent. Oh man, I can't believe the left said this guy was dangerous. What? How could they? Oh my goodness. And this is all, like, everything here, this is all from like Trump's first term, okay? This video came out during his first term, and this is not even including like 2020 and on, and everything that happened afterwards and everything that he says afterwards. This is just his first fucking term and him running for presidency. A lot of this is like when he's talking about punching the people during his rallies and telling them to kick their asses and shit. And some of them did. Some of them beat the fucking shit out of some of the other people at his rallies. This is what they're talking about. This is what they're fucking reacting to. This is who they're calling violent. And then they turn around and say, oh, how could you call him dangerous? What is wrong with you?
That were very fine people.
Well, I'm carrying a pistol. I go to the gym all the time. I'm trying to make myself more capable of violence.
Well, on both sides. I don't know if I'll do the fighting myself or if other people will. Like when you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, I said, you can take the hand away, okay? Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
A Republican congressional candidate charged with body slamming a reporter.
That was Donald Trump being asked to denounce violence on the right and far-right groups. And he said, okay, give me any name. Give me any name and I'll denounce them right now. Give me one. They said Proud Boys. And he says, okay, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's not denouncing them. That's you letting them know that they're on your team, that like you want them, like you're their fucking general over here saying like, hey guys, don't worry, I don't need you just yet. Hold off just a little bit, okay? I got something coming for you. Just hold off, stand by. I got you soon. But even the simplest condemnations. I remember I was sitting on a panel with a bunch of other right-wingers, and we were watching the debate live. All of us were sitting there watching the debate live, and it's me and 4 or 5 other right-wingers. And as soon as he said, stand back and stand by, they all just, oh, why? All of them just immediately facepalm. Why, dude? Why won't he just say it? Why does he do this to us? Why won't he just fucking say it? It's the easiest thing in the world. Just say it. But he can't say it. And we know from other interactions, like when Charlottesville happened, and he kept doing this, oh, it's both sides, guys. The left is the real problem here. We know that behind the scenes the entire time they kept telling him, you just need to denounce it. You just need to denounce it. Just say it was bad. They literally murdered people, okay? Just say it was bad. And he every time would come out and be like, oh, it's both sides, guys, huh? But behind the scenes, he was literally telling them, I can't denounce them. They're my people. Those are my people. Why would I denounce my people? And he had huge fights with them behind the scenes over the fact that he didn't want to denounce his own people. At least he's honest. He's not honest. All of you run around acting like, no, he wasn't taking their side. He wasn't acting. He said not talking about white nationalists and neo-Nazis, guys. He wasn't talking about them. You guys all whitewashed the entire fucking thing. You're not honest about it. Trump isn't honest about it. Nobody is honest about any of this fucking shit. He's honest behind the scenes with other people, and then we hear about it later when all of these other people come out and they tell their stories, and after we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of the same fucking stories happening over and over and over, all of you guys turn around and say, oh, we don't believe them. They have incentive to lie. There's no reason for us to believe anything that they have to say. They're just trying to get on the left. They're just trying to get paid by the Democrats. They just want that CNN money. Every fucking time. It doesn't matter how many people come out telling the same fucking stories over and over and over. You guys don't believe him. Literally, his number one chief of staff, the guy who was his chief of staff for the longest, came out and said that Donald Trump was always praising fascists, praising Nazis, praising authoritarian leaders. And they had a list of 13 other people who worked in the administration with Trump who signed on to a letter, including that chief of staff, who said Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. And they put out their fucking letter telling everybody, we know him better than anybody. We worked next to him for years. We know this motherfucker cannot get back into the White House. He is a danger to democracy. And all of you ignored it and voted for him anyways and found ways to say that this didn't happen. Found tons and tons of ways to pretend like this didn't happen. And then when he gets convicted of sexual assault, oh, this didn't happen. When he gets convicted of, campaign finance fraud, oh, this didn't happen. All of the things that he ever does, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But you can have one random person claim any random thing about a Democrat, and you guys will believe them immediately. Immediately, you guys run off and believe them. There's tons of other claims about Donald Trump that are not backed up. There's tons of other claims about Donald Trump that we do not have a backup for, and so they don't get touted. They are not things that are brought up very often. There's an entire lawsuit against Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein from 2015, before anybody even knew who Jeffrey Epstein was. There is a lawsuit against Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein as co-defendants, where they say that a 13-year-old girl got raped. That 13-year-old girl writes an affidavit talking about the fact that Donald Trump brutally raped her as she's screaming, please stop. And we don't even use this. And not only do we not use, but it does have a backup. It has 2 other affidavits in it. One of those other affidavits is the person who recruited that 13-year-old girl. She was the Ghislaine Maxwell of the time, where she was going and grabbing little girls and recruiting them for parties to come meet with big billionaires and meeting with Donald Trump. And this girl, Tiffany Doe in the affidavit, also testifies that she went and recruited Katie Johnson. She listened to this girl scream and cry and beg him to stop. And she listened to Donald Trump threaten her afterwards and say, if you don't want to end up like Maya, you better not say anything about this, because Maya's been missing since last week. Nobody talks about these because they didn't actually end up with enough to back it up. So nobody mentions this. But you guys would run with that shit. You guys will get one random person to make a claim about anything against one of your enemies, and you will run with it. Whereas the Democrats have much higher standards for the things that they believe and the shit that they're willing to repeat. But you guys don't have any standards. Anybody says anything that goes along with the narrative that you want to push, and you'll push it, which is why every single time any Republican ever commits an act of terrorism, you guys all run around saying that they were Democrats, that they were the FBI, that they were Antifa, that they were this, they were that. They're everybody except for you guys every fucking time it happens. Can you answer my question, Tom? If Trump was guilty of an insurrection on January 6th, why didn't Biden press charges and have him found guilty in a court of law? I don't know what you're talking about. He wasn't guilty of an insurrection. Now, you may not know much about this, but there were 2 separate cases against Trump for trying to steal the election. And one of those cases included inciting an insurrection. Oh, he wasn't guilty of an insurrection. Tell that to Destiny. Pretty sure Destiny knows it was incitement of an insurrection. Pretty sure he knows. I've watched him debate it a couple of times. He is well aware. He did not commit an insurrection. He incited an insurrection. And he did have charges for it. Oh, is that the one state court, not federal? No, it's federal court. Federal court.
Any guy that can do a body slam, he's my guy. This is an invasion. How do you stop these people? You can't. There's no... That's only in the panhandle you can get away with that stuff. Our country is under siege.
And charges from a kangaroo court in Colorado. There was never a court in Colorado that charged him with anything. See, but you're already doing it. You're already coping about something that didn't even happen. No court in Colorado charged him with anything, but you're already doing exactly what it is that I just said you'll do. You will cope your way out of anything. You will find some way to make up some bullshit to cope your way out of it every fucking time. Every time. Because you don't have a standard for evidence that you'll be consistent on.
We're going to the Capitol to make your voices heard, and you have to get your people to fight, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. Go home. We love you. You're very special.
The senseless violence of looting and burning and destruction of property. I want to make it absolutely clear, something very clear about all of this. Rioting is not protesting. Looting is not protesting. Setting fires is not protesting. None of this is protesting. It's lawlessness, plain and simple. And those who do it should be prosecuted.
Recruitment for our political party while everyone over here is calling for civil war. It's unhinged. When you've got people like that.
Yeah, Destiny. Yeah, Destiny. You need to be held accountable for not disavowing. We're going to ignore all of the people calling for violence, all of the people calling for civil war, all of the people inciting more and more terrorism. We're going to ignore all that, Destiny. You, sir, you need to be held accountable here.
Walsh of the Daily Wire, the
we're
president
talking to a guy who said he'd be okay with his own parents getting killed if they went to that Trump rally where that assassination attempt
and we're talking
happened.
to a
There's
woman
no
who went on and
you,
did the whole
Destiny.
conservative media outlet with Tucker Carlson and Glenn Beck and had nothing bad to say whatsoever. I know where your bread is buttered. I know where you're making your money from.
I had awesome conversations. I don't regret it at all.
That's great.
I also had a conversation with Jack Posobiec on her take. It was awesome.
Yeah, I know.
That's what democracy is about. Having an exchange of ideas.
Comes out of his mouth.
All right, let me bring in.
I don't agree with him on everything, but at least we can have dialogue.
Anna, you're completely right, by the way. Anna is completely right.
Didn't it?
And
at least he'll have dialogue. Ah, well, that's great. Isn't that sweet? He'll have dialogue. That's what's important at the end of the day, guys. That's all that matters at the end of the day. You know, Hitler, he might have done some bad things here and there, okay? But at least he was willing to talk to people. All right? At least he was talking to folks, all right?
The irony of Charlie Kirk is that he led the way in going in to debate with people who hated him, and he would try and have respectful dialogue.
Charlie Kirk beat up on college students.
Unlike you, Destiny.
Let's be
Let
real.
me bring Andrew Wilson in.
So do you.
Let me bring in Andrew Wilson.
So do you. You beat up on college students. You go on a...
Yeah, there are very, very few debates of Charlie Kirk actually debating somebody. I said from the beginning, like, it's obviously, when you talk to people like me, Destiny, like others, well, like, obviously we're not going to want Charlie Kirk to die. He's one of like 3 people on the right who are actually willing to debate the left. Like, we're dying for more people to be willing to let us challenge their fucking ideas. But almost all of the ones who do debate are really only debating college kids anyway. So it's not like they actually engage with you know, they won't pick on anybody their own size. But at least, there's a few debaters over there. Like, it's few and far between on their side.
College tour. You're going on a college tour right now to beat up on college students. What are you talking about, Destiny? That's what you're doing right this second, is going on a college tour to go beat up on college students. By the way, can I just ask you a question?
I don't exclusively beat up on college.
Can you actually answer? Can you actually answer? Hang on, calm down. I just got one question. I got one question for you, and I want you to actually answer it. Are you glad Charlie Kirk is dead?
No, I don't think anybody in this country should be dying to political violence. It's insane. The past 5 years in this country has been crazy. But the reality is, until conservatives,
so then why did you say to your co-host that Trump deserved the bullet? Why did you tell him that?
Until conservatives have to say, hey, we all need to be less violent, there's no purpose in Democrats doing it, because every time Democrats disavow, you further entrench your guys' delusional beliefs that all the violence is coming on the left. Donald Trump can go on TV. He can say, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. They can go on Parler and say, we heard you. They can go to the Capitol and break in and try to insurrect. They can get convicted in front of a jury, and then Donald Trump can pardon them, and we can come back and go, hey guys, why aren't Democrats disavowing violence? And pretend that the problem is coming from the left. Democrats do a disservice to this country by disavowing violence constantly when the president of the United States.
Let me respond.
Yeah, hey guys, Donald Trump, he wasn't convicted of insurrection. He didn't get convicted because he had too many court cases to ever actually show up to court for this one. So he didn't actually get convicted, but he did incite it, and he did end up pardoning all of those people who, even in court, said that they did it because Donald Trump told them to. But it's just totally, it doesn't matter because he didn't get convicted of it, so it doesn't matter.
Quickly, let me respond quickly, Destiny. So the thing is, why did you say to your co-host that the bullet was for Trump? Why did you say to your co-host that the best place for the bullet was Trump? Why did you say that?
Why did Donald Trump call
it? So what about his...
Keep sweeping. Yeah, Catmere, why isn't Donald Trump disavowed the violence? Catmere. Why do you respect Destiny so much more than Donald Trump? Why do you hold Destiny to a much higher standard than you hold Donald Trump, Catmere? Why hasn't Donald Trump disavowed the violence yet? Why hasn't Donald Trump disavowed all of the people calling for war? Why hasn't that happened? Fuck Destiny? Yeah, okay, yeah, you say that, and now you're over here trying to hold him to a higher standard than the fucking president. You obviously respect Destiny a lot more than you respect Trump, because you think that Destiny is much more respectable, somebody that people will listen to, somebody that people will follow. Why haven't you? I have. You know I have. So answer the question, why hasn't Donald Trump? I just went over like 3 videos of me doing it. I've done it in every fucking... every stream, every video. When have you condemned what happened to Kirk? Literally every fucking stream since it happened. Every stream since it happened, and the people who were cheering it on. Now answer the question. Why hasn't Donald Trump disavowed? Why don't you care that Donald Trump hasn't disavowed the violence? We're all waiting, Catmere.
What about ism?
Catmere thinks so much more highly of of Destiny than he does Donald Trump. It's weird as fuck, dude. It's literally the president of the United States, the guy that he obsesses over all the time, and somehow he thinks more highly of Destiny than Donald Trump. Weird as fuck, dude.
I'm asking you a question.
What aboutism?
I can't be what aboutism if it's my question, Destiny.
Why won't Donald Trump
answer the question?
Right, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this before I cut mics?
Because you don't care.
Destiny,
you don't care that Kirk's dead.
Destiny, allow Andrew to repeat his question. And let him ask the question, then you answer it, okay? Andrew.
No, I want to hear the other side first.
Let him ask the question.
Donald Trump.
Destiny's asked the same question 20 times. Let's totally not answer that question. Let's just ignore that question and let Andrew ask his question now. Nobody's answering Destiny's question. Nobody's willing to answer Destiny's question. But let's just totally skip over that and make it look like Destiny's not answering Andrew's question. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Ask the question, Destiny, and then you answer it. Andrew.
Destiny told his co-host, when asked point blank if he wanted the bullet to kill Trump, that the worst thing that could have happened was the bullet missing. He said this to Pisco. I watched it, okay? This guy's an obfuscation machine. And you know what else, Destiny? Why should we believe you? I think you are glad Kirk is dead. And all of your tweets seem to prove that. And you would have been happy if Trump was assassinated.
Did Trump mock the Democrats taken out in Minnesota? I don't remember if he did that one. I know he mocked Pelosi's husband when he was in critical condition in the hospital. And made a bunch of jokes about her and her husband getting attacked.
And then he told his audience to go bail the guy out.
Politico says top Republicans reject any link between GOP rhetoric and Paul Pelosi assault. Of course you should reject any link.
Of course.
Why is the Republican Party, why is the conservative movement to blame?
Yeah, when conservatives commit crimes, they're not responsible for what conservatives do. When they write their names in their manifestos and say it's because of the stuff that they said, they're not responsible for it. So Democrats aren't responsible for other Democrats either. That's the way that the thought process goes.
Breaking into somebody's home, or maybe not breaking into somebody's home.
Or not, yeah.
For that exactly.
We don't even know if he broke in. We have no idea.
Some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, bail him out, and then go ask him some questions.
And just days after the attack on the Pelosi's, Donald Trump was making jokes about it.
Stand up to crazy Nancy Pelosi who ruined San Francisco. How's her husband doing, by the way? Anybody know? And she's against building a wall at our border, even though she has a wall around her house, which obviously didn't do a very good job.
You don't ever hear Democrats making jokes about this sort of stuff, not leaders in the party, not people with big followings. This is only what happens on the right.
So while you guys say, well, did Donald Trump do this? I don't know. Isn't it weird that Donald Trump is doing the thing that is only being done by random 15-year-olds on TikTok and on Reddit, but no Democratic leaders are doing these things? Yet we see all over the right the people calling for violence, people who are making fun of Pelosi's husband getting attacked. They made up what was it? They all cheered when Biden got cancer. They made up conspiracy theories about him having cancer even before that happened. Like they've done this shit numerous times. So you guys keep holding Trump to the standard of a fucking 15-year-old on Reddit. Makes sense.
And all of your tweets seem to prove that. And you would have been happy if Trump was assassinated. You've made that very clear. So why not just be truthful for once in your fucking life and say the truth, that you don't care that Kirk is dead, and you're actually probably glad he is. Isn't that really what's true?
I don't want anybody in this country to die to political violence. I don't think in the United States of America that should be happening. I don't know why it's so hard for the president to say the same. I think it'd be the easiest thing in the world as a president. Biden did it for 4 years. That's why everything was way cooler when he was here, like in terms of temperature. The Clintons have no problem saying it. Barack Obama has no problem saying it. Kamala Harris has come out and said it. Every Democratic lawmaker and leader has basically come out and said it. But for some reason on the Republican side, it's just civil war, civil war, civil war. And the Republican president of the United States, who has presided over more violence politically in this country, more large protests protest than any president in all of U.S. history, for some reason can't bring himself to say, all of us need to calm down. And
so did Trump deserve the bullet?
Love to say it.
Did Trump deserve the bullet?
This is all you care about are the political hit jobs.
Just answer the question, bro. Did Trump deserve the bullet?
Did Donald Trump
deserve the
violence
bullet
on his side ever? Did Donald Trump
answer the question? Did Trump deserve the bullet?
You can't answer the question.
Dude, Jack Posobiec just talking out of nowhere keeps making me think there's like another video playing in the background or something.
Question. We're here to play.
No, bro,
to
it's my turn to ask the question. It's your turn to answer.
It's YouTube video
clips. Did Trump deserve the bullet?
Did Trump disavow violence in this country ever?
Did he deserve the bullet? Yes, he's disavowed violence. But again, I just did. Now your turn. Now your turn. It's your turn.
Did Donald Trump?
Did Trump deserve the bullet?
I never said that. No, I never said that. No.
Okay, except you did to your co-host.
No, I didn't. Oh, wait. When did Donald Trump disavow? Wait. When did Donald Trump disavow violence in this country?
Your co-host, you lying sack of shit. If he wanted to kill Trump, the worst thing that could have happened was the bullet missing. That's what you said.
This is, yeah. And this is where when you're putting.
You'll never hear Democrats making jokes like Destiny, Vosh, Hassan. Destiny and Vosh and Hassan are not leaders in the Democratic Party in the same way that somebody like Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. And again, the fact that these are the people that you compare your leader to. I would never in my fucking life compare Joe Biden to Andrew Wilson. I would never in my life compare Joe Biden, the Honorable Joe Biden, to some fucking YouTuber, TikToker, Redditor. Never in my fucking life would I do that shit. No shot. Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent death. Why are you showing me what Donald Trump said? You lied? I didn't say Donald Trump made fun of him for it. I did not say Donald Trump made fun of him for having cancer. You just said, I said, people on the conservative side, that leaders in the conservative movement did. I did not say Donald Trump did. I said Donald Trump made fun of Pelosi's husband for when he got put in the fucking hospital. You said Republicans mocked Biden getting cancer. Oh, I'm so sorry. When I said Republicans, that obviously just meant Trump. That obviously only meant Trump. So that's my bad. I totally forgot Donald Trump is the only Republican now, because literally everybody else is a rhino. So that's on me. Totally forgot he's the only fucking Republican. Great.
YouTubers, when you're putting YouTubers and tweeters on the same level as the president of the United States, this is why conservatives are absolutely brain broken when it comes to violence in this country. And that's why it'll continue.
But Destiny,
there'll be more deaths.
Destiny,
maybe it'll be me at the next one. Who knows? There'll be
Destiny.
And you guys are all going to turn around and be like, I can't believe it. What's going on? What's happening here?
Okay, Destiny, if you care so much about political violence in America, why don't you lead the way yourself without mentioning anybody else? Why don't you, Destiny, right now just outright condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because we've been doing that for a decade. One side can't turn down the temperature.
You can't do it.
One side can't turn down the temperature. If Donald Trump can't, then the left shouldn't until he does.
Got it.
Republicans
you don't want to do it.
need accountability for their actions. They need some responsibility for the insanity.
He had it coming,
even though you've taken on yourself. Let me bring in Jack Posobiec.
We absolutely,
Democrats. All right, that's enough, Destiny. I'll bring in Jack Posobiec.
Yeah,
Jack.
Okay. Nice. Both sides it.
Jack.
Yeah.
What is your response to this?
I mean, Piers, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, this type of ideology where you've got someone who's willing to mock Erica, who's been standing strong for her family, for her children, she will never be able to grow old with Charlie. She will never be able to be with them again, have more children, to have grandchildren, to have those memories, to raise them. It's all gone. Every single moment of that future that they had was gone because someone fired a bullet at Charlie Kirk that said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And now you have people celebrating it. And when you ask people
That's
about
not even
it,
the bullet that was fired. How are you lying about this?
Shut
even?
up, Destiny.
Holy
shut
shit!
up.
You're so
Shut
shameless,
up.
dude. Oh my god! You're not even such the right bullet. You're such a disgusting
Piers.
piece of shit. Holy fuck.
What a pedantic point.
Are we
What a
are we
It's not
even going to do
pedantic.
this?
The guy's a fucking professional
It's total
liar.
pedantry.
He's
It's total
epic base.
pedantry. Total
This guy
pedantry.
probably
I
I would like to let
Jesus.
Jack. I would like to let Jack finish his point, please.
Yeah,
and
it's just
and
rant
they'll
here,
claim there's no leftist connection. They'll claim there's no, and then go so far as to lie and say there's some kind of Christian conservative connection when you could see the writing on the bullet casings. And so, these are very common symbols associated, whatever. The point is, right, it should be very, very clear. Are we connected?
MAGA responds to Biden's cancer diagnosis with mockery and speculation. What I want to know is, how did Dr. Jill Biden miss stage 5 metastatic cancer, or is this yet another cover-up? Donald Trump Jr. joked. News that the former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive prostate cancer came as a surprise on Sunday, adding fuel to conversations about the state of the former president's health in the waning months of his presidency, while well wishes, speculation, and clamor for more details abound. Some of the MAGA right's most prominent voices are chomping at the bit to turn Biden's diagnosis into a political sideshow. What I want to know is, how did Dr. Jill Biden miss stage 5 metastatic cancer, or is this yet another cover-up? Donald Trump Jr., the eldest son of President Donald Trump, wrote on X, pinning the post to the top of his account. Wow, crazy. I can't believe he said it. Whoa. Well, he only has 15.5 million followers, guys. Pretty much the same as Destiny with less than 300,000 followers. He's the same thing.
Hamas did is, I think it was very enlightening as to the humanity of the person by how they responded. If their immediate response was, of course I do, the mass murder of civilians on October the 7th was a horrendous atrocity, then we can move on to an intellectually honest debate. If they refuse to condemn what Hamas did, it's a completely different debate. And similarly, right now, I feel if you can't condemn a lot of what the IDF are doing, frankly, it's my opinion, in Gaza, then the same thing. If you're unequivocally like, it's all fine with 20,000 plus kids being killed, then I've got a problem with that too. But I do think you've got to try and maintain in all of these debates a modicum of humanity about people who are actually being killed. And what is terrifying about the mindset of a lot of people on the woke left have seen since Charlie Kirk's death is the brazen glee that they're taking to his murder. And then when I see even Destiny, who's a very well-followed person on the internet, well-known, when Destiny, frankly, if you can't bring yourself just to say the murder was horrific and should never have happened, it's a very...
Again, let's just totally ignore Donald Trump. We need an intervention for Destiny. Destiny, you hold the future in your hands. Destiny, this is all on you, Destiny. We don't care about Donald Trump. He's not important. He has no sway over this country. It's all on you, Destiny. We need you to lead us, Destiny. Destiny, you tell us. You tell us, Destiny. We need you to say it. Say it, Destiny. We need you to say it. Please, please, Destiny.
Simple sentence. It's just basic humanity. It really makes me despair for where everything is going, because it's indicative of the mindset of, I can't give an inch to my political opponents, therefore I lose my humanity. How can that be right?
Because you can't give an inch to political opponents that won't recognize or acknowledge anything they've done is wrong. It's all it's done is gotten us here. This is where we're at because of that exact mindset. Will any of the conservatives here acknowledge the conservative that murdered Melissa Hortman and her husband and shot the other senator in Minnesota?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just
that it
about
was a
all
conservative
political
shooter.
violence.
That it was a conservative shooter.
So this is what I'm talking about. All political violence. All political violence.
Details on that particular case. If
Of
I
course,
did,
yeah,
and
of
it
course
turned out
they
that
don't,
it was the case, of course, I would say that such.
It's crazy. They don't even know that they've been killing Democrat leaders this whole time. They're responsible for Democrat leaders dying all over the place. They have no idea. They just didn't know. They're just totally unaware of all of the bodies they have on their hands. That's fucking crazy, dude. They're just totally unaware. They've been advocating for death against all of these people, and they didn't even know.
Such violence should be disavowed. Thing is, you can't hold your entire moral standard based on what you think Trump is doing or not doing. What does that have to do with you, Destiny? It has nothing to do with you. You can easily just say, you can lead by example and say, let's all tone down the violence.
You can't lead by example.
That's what
I'm
you
not
want,
the president
right?
of the United States. That's what Democrats have been doing.
Wait,
for
you
the
can't
last
lead by
decade.
example because you're not the president? That's
No,
the
when
stupidest
one
thing
side,
I've heard
if
today,
one
Destiny.
side wants to fight and the other side doesn't.
Yeah, Destiny, you need to lead by example for the president, please. Lead by example for the president. That's what we need. We need you to lead for Donald Trump. We cannot expect him to do it. Please, Destiny.
Then you're going to fight. One side can't decide not to fight. But the other
That
side
makes no
decides to.
sense. What does that have
What do
to
you
do
mean
with
it
you?
makes no
You
sense?
can-
If
you
some
can
guy comes up to
easily-
you to
you
fight,
can easily
and the
just
other
say it
side
now,
says, I don't
Destiny.
want to, you don't really have the choice there. It's
Lead
that's
by
how fighting
example
works.
then. Lead by
You
example.
can't lead by
and show
example.
us.
That's called dying.
You can.
Actually,
Right
I
now.
thought,
Do it right
I
now.
actually
Do it right
I
now.
actually thought, let me jump in.
Because you're actually happy
Let me
about
jump
it,
in
Destiny.
here.
Just be honest, you're happy
I actually
about it.
felt that Anna hit the nail on the head here, which is she did not need to wait for Donald Trump to comment on this to make her own mind up about what had happened. That is intellectual honesty.
Congratulations, Anna. Congratulations, Anna. Good job. You think killing is bad. Good job.
Right? Yes, it may
So
be
brave.
something that she totally
Anna's
disagreed
a
with
right-wing
on many
talking
issues.
head. Why- yeah,
the
no, of
simple,
course she can
humane
do
thing
this.
to do with any event like this is to ask yourself, how do I personally feel about it? Not what does Donald Trump think about it, or what does Joe Biden think about it, or what does Timbuktu think about it. It's what do I personally feel about this. It didn't take me very long, Destiny, to understand that I felt repulsed by the execution of somebody in cold blood with his wife and 2 young children there watching. It's a human reaction. I don't need to know what Donald Trump thinks about it at all. I don't understand why you need to wait for him before your own
I
humanity
don't need to wait
kicks
for
in.
anybody. No, you're not asking how we feel about it. You're asking what the public statements should be. And the public statements should be the president.
Yeah, the trans equals violence. Yeah. Yesterday we went over the fact that somebody else said that. I told them that they that there's been more people on the right who are killing their own family members over QAnon or the fact that they think that their family members are wizard people, and then there are trans people committing political murders. They're like, no, it's not. That's not true. Prove it. We went over a fucking list of like 30 fucking people in the last 5 years. Well, there's two trans political murders over the last 10 years, and there's a list of like 50, 60 on the internet just of right-wingers who are killing their friends and family members over the fact that they think they're lizard people or QAnon shit. But yeah, so total, so fucking, yeah, the transes, dude. It's the fucking transes. That's what it is. It's the fucking, while right-wingers are responsible for 99% of the fucking political murders in the country. Yeah, it's the fucking transes, guys. It's the transes. They're dressing up and trying to look like us. That's what it is.
Of the United States.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No,
You're
I'm
asking
not.
me for a public statement
I'm
right
asking,
now.
where is your humanity? You can't just say the murder was
Where is your humanity,
wrong.
Piers? You guys are playing.
Yeah, Tom. It's your fault for calling Obama voters like me racist when he said build a wall, speak English, and then call us racist pedophiles. Yeah, I can't believe I did that, dude. That was fucking crazy, bro.
Into this exactly. I think you probably know it. I think Cornell was right about this. You know where your bread is buttered as well. You guys play into
Yeah, I'll pull you in from the waiting room as soon as this is over. This is almost done.
Insane to me that the president of the United States can't say, hey, all of us need to be less violent. We all need to calm the fuck down. That the president of the United States can't say this, but you will endlessly scour Twitter and YouTube for leftists to bring on and say, don't you guys disavow the violence? It's absolutely absurd to me.
You know, Cornel West should have stayed in his seat we were debating free speech actually, and whether
You're not debating free speech. It's not
let me
even an
finish.
equivalent
Let me finish.
conversation,
And whether the
Piers.
overuse of words like Hitler, Nazis, and fascists was actually empowering deranged young minds to think they were battling actual new Hitler, Nazis, and fascists. And actually, when Andrew pointed out to Cornell that he had used the phrase neo-fascist about Trump, that's when Cornell decided he couldn't take part in the debate anymore, when he was reminded of something he had said. He didn't try and deny it. He just said, I don't want to have this debate, and left.
Piers, how long have you been in the United States, like following our politics?
Over 20 years, I've lived and worked in America.
Okay, if you've lived and worked in America, I grew up as a conservative listening to Rush Limbaugh and to Glenn Beck.
Yeah.
And
It's horrible. If you call somebody a fascist, okay? If you call somebody a fascist, you are advocating for their death. That's how that works. Anytime you call somebody a fascist, or you call them like these extreme ideologies or something, it is advocating for their death.
The true divide in American politics today is between these far-left fascists, led by Harris and her group. We have a fascist person running who's incompetent. She's a Marxist, communist, fascist, socialist. She's not actually a socialist. She's gone past that. Somebody's got to explain this one. There's a radical left Marxist, communist, fascist. The true divide.
Wow. No wonder we have so much political violence coming from the right when they keep calling us fascists like this. This is so messed up. This is so disgusting. The fact that they keep calling us fascists like this is what's leading to all of the right-wingers trying to kill us all the time. Damn.
Cunningham and to Sean Hannity. You're going to sit here and pretend like Democrats are the ones that started the name calling? I heard them call Obama and the Clinton socialists and communists.
When did I say that?
I heard them call... I'm just saying, why are we pretending that some people...
I'm saying, why did Cornel West...
household?
Why would Cornel West walk out on a debate?
Answer for Cornel West, Destiny. You need to answer for Cornel West.
On a debate when we're literally talking about the importance of speech. Makes no sense to me.
If speech is important, then the president should exercise it more cautiously.
So should you.
And Republicans have been... You can't stop
You've got millions of followers and you think it's fine to show them you're mocking a widow.
You cannot choose for your opponent not to fight you.
Fine.
If Republicans won't turn down the rhetoric, then who cares? Donald Trump shouldn't have used the rhetoric that led her to be killed. 2 days before she dies,
cares that you mocked a grieving widow?
This is all. It's just virtue signaling. You guys are excited about it. You guys love it.
How is it? How is it that you said this guy can't possibly be a leftist?
It's exciting to you. It's insane to me.
Yeah.
No.
How is it that you said this guy can't be a leftist because he grew up in a white Christian household when you grew up in a white Christian household by your own admission just now and you're a fucking leftist, Destiny? Can you explain that?
Yeah, I have said this a bunch of times. Like the fact that I don't think it's a good argument to say that he was not a leftist or on the left because he grew up in a white Christian household. I think it's a dumb argument. But the fact that, again, these people aren't going to admit that anybody's ever on the right, any fucking killing that ever happens from the right, they always deny that it's somebody on the right. So I understand why he's doing it, but it's just not a good argument. Like, literally everybody on the left is from a fucking Christian household. Like, the Christians are the only ones who have fucking babies, okay? So there's a reason why... There's a reason why we all exist, and it's because we grew up in conservative households and we're smart enough to leave.
Years old. This guy was 22 and he lived at home.
What does that have to do with anything?
Life.
What does that have to do with anything?
I had 20 years to separate myself from my parents' ideology. I didn't live with them still. Jesus.
So 6 months, 1 year, 20 years? Why does it matter how long it took to separate? You just got to say it was impossible, and you yourself are a leftist who grew up in a Christian conservative household, dude. You're the worst hypocrite I've ever seen.
Hold on,
I'm
sorry. You think that a 22-year-old has as much time to separate himself from the ideology that he grew up with as a 36-year-old?
No. Didn't say it.
You just made the comparison, dipshit. Of course you did. It's not.
Let me ask you.
I made the comparison that a person can be radicalized.
Look at you.
Point. Let me jump in. Let me jump in. Let me ask Jack. Jack, you know the Kirk family well. You've been around the Kirk family, I think, since this is appalling murder has happened. When you hear Destiny saying, who cares, about the fact that he openly, publicly mocked Erica Kirk, a grieving widow, within literally a day or two of her husband being murdered, how does that make you feel as a friend of the family?
It's very angry, Piers, you know. And here's the thing is she's seeing all of it.
Ah, this is disgusting, dude. I can't believe these fucking people. This is nuts.
When Joe Biden was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, I don't remember a single conservative celebrating it. Not one. Joe Biden got cancer. Good. I look forward to seeing him suffer and die. Biden was a fucking dictator who wrongly persecuted the J6ers to the point of suicide.
Damn, fucking Philip Anderson said that.
Joseph R. Biden. Dr. Jill isn't a doctor. Biden said he had cancer in 2022, but we were told to believe it's a gaffe. Now we are supposed to believe him and wish him well? That demon MFer. He and his family are America's stage 5 cancer. Imagine Trump was diagnosed with cancer. These fuckers were just calling for his death. Being nice. Cancer found in evil. Trump said he doesn't feel sorry for Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis. This is the right answer. Joe Biden and his prostate. I'm happy to see Joe Biden suffering. It makes me happy to know he's going to have a terrible time in his final days in office. I'm happy his wife gets to watch him rot away like the trash pile he is and always has been. Today was very satisfying for me.
There's Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer here. By the way, guys, Laura Loomer.
Gets to watch him rot away like the trash pile he is and always has been. Today was very satisfying for me. Don't ever forget what Joe Biden and his enablers took away from all of us. Biden doesn't deserve any sympathy. He's a twisted, sick old man, and that's how he will be remembered when he's gone. It'll be a glorious day when this senile, corrupt pedophile goes down. I never wish death on anyone, but I'll be god danged if I won't celebrate it. I totally get it, brother. I have a list.
Conservatives would never celebrate somebody on the left dying, dude. They would never do this. This would never happen. Never, ever, ever.
In mind. Never thought I'd root for cancer, but here we are.
Crazy. It was probably the FBI that did that. But the FBI probably just made up all those tweets. Where are the riots, Tom? What do you mean?
She's going to see all of it. Her kids are going to watch this video one day. It's just, that's sort of the nature of reality now. They will see all of this and they will see the reaction. And I just hope that those of us who knew Charlie, worked with Charlie, who knew Charlie.
The Charlie riots? None of those people are leaving their fucking houses. They're all sitting on Twitter posting memes saying they're going to war. They're all posting little clips of people from movies putting on gear and loading up guns and shit, acting like they're fucking hard. There's all these people acting like they're actually ready to fight and sitting on Twitter all day, doxing people and posting pictures of Charlie Kirk's wife mean mugging the camera, going, "Look how mad she is. Oh yeah, you guys are in trouble now. Oh, you guys are in so much trouble now. Look how mad she looks." You guys aren't going outside. What do you mean? Shut the fuck up.
Beyond the, TikToks and short videos can also be there for those kids as they grow up to let them know who their dad was.
And kids are going to grow up and watch old episodes of Piers Morgan Uncensored. How performative is this? Is everybody here? Did we all get like a script before the show? What?
They watch a lot of old episodes of the JFK.
You make the left look so bad and you don't even realize it. You are seriously so embarrassing.
Okay, yeah.
God.
You can talk to your best friend.
You really
Glenn
are.
Beck about
I mean,
it
like,
later,
you
have
do you
another
feel
30-minute conversation about it, Anna.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will talk to Glenn Beck about it. Oh, is that? Ooh, is that?
Emotional rant. Still no facts. The people all saying that they want war. Those aren't facts. That's not a fact that tons of major conservative content creators are all calling for war right now. Those aren't facts. What? That's crazy. I thought those were facts. I don't think I know what facts are.
How many conversations have you had with Nick? You had more conversations with Nick than anyone.
So mean. Oh no, not the meanies on Twitter.
How many more lawsuits are you going to face from women that you allegedly secretly recorded during intimate moments, Destiny? I can't believe anyone takes you seriously.
Are you really?
You're disgusting. You're embarrassing, and you should be shunned from public life with your disgusting treatment of all sorts of people, including young left-wing girls, women
You're turning
that you
more
victimized
blonde right
allegedly.
now in the window. You're
that's who
you're
you
like
are.
2 shades away from being
You're
a Fox News host,
embarrassing.
Anna.
You
Keep
embarrass
going.
the left. You're the type of person who pushes people away from the left. Make sure you understand that. You're embarrassing. There's no morality with you. There's no grounding values. There's no principles. All you want is attention, 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 attention. That's all you want.
Yeah, of course.
All you want. Endless attention.
Again, no one is calling for war. They're saying war is upon them. Really? How do you know that? How do you know that? No one is calling for war. Context. Okay. This is Sassafras 84. I literally don't care if I lose followers for stating Captain Obvious. Charlie Kirk was just shot. We have a Democrat problem in America. The Democrats and their violent rhetoric day in and out for years against conservatives has put us as targets. First President Trump, now Charlie. I want more than accountability. It's not, it's not necessarily. It's not necessarily. Seriously, what does accountability look like? Public executions. Oh, shit. Huh. She's just saying public executions are upon us. Guys, that's all she was saying. She's just saying public executions are upon us. That's all she was saying. It's not her saying she wants public executions. She's saying public executions are upon us, guys. That's all. That's it. Succession or civil war. There's no other option. Oh, okay. So he doesn't think that we're at civil war. He's saying we have options as to whether or not we want to go to civil war. Okay. Okay, this is a little bit different. All right. This guy's got a gold. He's got over 4 million followers. I'm done. I'm fully radicalized. The left unleashed COVID, censored the truth, and now they've most likely killed Charlie Kirk. This is evil. Human life means nothing to them. They silence, they kill, and if we don't rise up now, there won't be any freedom left to fight for. He's saying they've already risen up, though. He's saying the rising up has already happened. Okay, what about this guy? The quartering. I want blood. He's saying he wants the blood that is already upon him. Guys, that's what he's saying. He's just saying that I want the blood that is already upon us. Right? That's all he's saying. He's not saying he wants... No. He's saying he just wants the blood that is already upon us. That's all it is.
Disgusting, provocative garbage.
Another friendly conversation with another mainstream conservative commentator about how you're such a leftist, but those people on Twitter are so mean.
Having a debate or dialogue doesn't automatically mean that you agree with everything they have to say. It means you're coming
together
when
you sit down and you're
exchanging ideas and
then
debating them.
They have to say.
No, I don't agree with everything they have to say. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you do.
I don't agree with everything they have to say. But I'm an adult.
Sit down and all
I can sit down and have a mature debate or conversation.
And you have no disagreements about anything on the right? Yeah, that's called agreement.
I do have criticisms for the left. I have tons of criticisms for the right. Tons of criticisms. I'm obviously
they don't seem to come out
pro-choice,
much when you're talking to your
I obviously have a huge problem with the unending, unmitigated support for Israel, regardless of the genocide they're engaging in. I have all sorts of disagreements with the right. That doesn't mean I'm going to dehumanize them and cheer on the slaughter of my fellow Americans because we have disagreements on politics. You're embarrassing.
I wish anybody here had the same energy for the President of the United States, but that's good. I'm glad you guys are focused where it really counts on Twitter and
Dude,
YouTube,
you have
which is what the conservatives want you to be focused on,
You are like the prototype of TDS.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
TDS,
you wake up every morning and you decide your behavior.
Bro, when she's using terms like fucking TDS, she has fucking lost it, dude.
Prototype of TDS. It's unbelievable. You wake up every morning and you decide your behavior is going to hinge on Trump.
Tell me more about the dancing Israelis and building.
Tell us more about the dancing Israelis. Oh. Tell us more about the fucking dancing Israelis, Anna. That's fucking hilarious, bro.
About 9/11, they all want us to go to war in the Middle East. Yeah, of course.
I never once said the Jews were behind 9/11. Not once. Don't make things up, you disgusting prick.
Yeah, Wait, what did she just say?
I said the Jews were behind 9/11. Not once. Don't make
She never once said that the Jews are behind 9/11. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit, dude. She's doing the thing. She's doing the just asking questions thing. They literally spent numerous episodes just sitting around talking about the fact that, like, oh, and those guys were just part of Mossad. Yeah, they didn't have anything to do with it. Oh, yeah, totally makes sense. They weren't part of the fucking crashing planes in the buildings. No way. They literally did this for numerous episodes. She's been all over Twitter talking about this shit. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? We literally went over this on Israel, not the Jews. Yeah, maybe that's what she'll say. And as I said, I was talking about Israel, not the Jews.
Make things up, you disgusting prick.
Let me bring in Jack again. Jack, Peter Navarro earlier was talking about, directly to Elon Musk, about, in his view, the urgent need for Elon Musk to detoxify X, given that he owns the platform, and that he blamed X for a lot of the toxicity in public discourse. What do you feel about that?
Well, you know, I think there's obviously a tension between, standing and wanting free dialogue and freedom of speech, but also maintaining a line.
Stop making this dude wait. Okay.